Microphone check is yours truly, Rodney-O and Stereo right here live on a Saturday night, kicking it with you. Check it. I'm all about trying to bring new talent, Australian talent, right to the fore, right into your ear hole. And today and tonight, it is no different because I get in the mix with a young kid who hails from the northern beaches, and I was told that he is the new what's happening right now. MC, producer, concept rapper, Baskiat. What's up, B?
Yo, what up, Rodney?
Now, how do you actually pronounce your name?
So that's Baskiat, bass for the fish, key in the door, and then at like the at symbol.
Okay, that's some real watery type shit.
Yeah, it's sophisticated, you know.
Okay.
Intellectual like that.
All right, so your style of rap. Tell us about your inspiration, what made you want to be a rapper.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, arts has always been like in the family, basically, and then the MCing, the rapping actually only came when I was like 18 or something like that.
Okay, so when this music thing, the family, what, your parents are
no,
musical geniuses, your brothers and sisters in the game?
No, mom's like a shrink. She's a psychologist, so that's where like some of the concepts come from, I guess. But the music, no, I mean, I picked up the sax when I was like 7.
Okay.
That's what I do in my day job now. I just tutor little kids and saxophone. You know, mucking around like hardcore bands and all this shit. When the hardcore scene came around, I was in high school and everybody wants to be in a band. And then, yeah, it started occasional bit of freestyle in mom's backyard when I was about 18, and yeah, now putting bars down there. Okay,
so what are some of, and who are some of the cats that inspired you to get into this game?
Yeah, straight up. That's funny, actually. The first dude was Kid Cudi.
Okay. Why did he, and what did he do to inspire you?
Well, I mean, before then, it was obviously, I was aware of hip-hop and aware of rap and how this kind of thing was going. But then I listened to Cudi, and I realized it can be sort of like an open-minded, for like concept discussion and stuff like this. And previously, it had always just been, you know, my Eminem, a bit of Mos Def, your standard kind of stuff. But Cudi opened up the psychedelic sort of realm for me. And then he just opened the door to like Lupe, Jigga, who was around at the time. I think he just dropped Blueprint 3 and all this kind of stuff. And nowadays, like, yeah, I consider myself a new school rapper, man, but like, obviously I pay so much respect to the old school, what those guys have done in terms of laying the road and the rest of it. So in terms of flow, I like taking bits of Mos Def, bits of Biggie, stuff like this. But at the moment, yeah, I mean, Drizzy, which I'll cop some flack for saying that, yeah, that's the one, yeah. Ab-Soul, I mean, TDE, those guys. Ab-Soul's probably my favorite rapper at the moment.
Okay, so it sounds like that you are a serious student of the game. Where do you think music is going to take you, and where do you want it to take you?
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, this first release has been like super personal project, basically. It's all my production just about, except for the few jams I got from DJ ASK. DJ ASK, we're going to talk about him in a minute. Yeah, for sure. Apart from, I want to do a jazz record next, man. I just want to chop up some old jazz samples. I'll play some more sax on that. I mean, I'm friends with heaps of blokes on the beaches or just in bands, you know. I mean,
okay, now the beaches, I mean, you're from the northern beaches. Yeah. What in particular?
French's Forest, man.
Okay.
So, right. Some people will say that is not in fact the northern beaches, but I'll say something not very nice to those people. But now, like Manly is the residency. We're down there once a month and stuff like that. But the scene on the beaches is not too much hip hop, you know. There's not too much hip hop in Sydney, period. I mean, you're from the States, right? So,
yes, I am.
Yeah, you got a bit of a...
Look, when you walked in the door, you had another cat with you. He's over here doing the filming action right now. And I'm going to take a picture and put it up on the website, John, because we definitely need to see him. He's got that, dude, where's my... Where's my broad look about him, you know what I'm saying? And it was cool as hell. He came in with the sunglasses.
Well, that's why I brought him, man, because that's the beaches. This is me. This is like where we're from. This is how we dress. This is how we act.
And looking at you, when you walk through, you got the straight up, you got the hoodie on, you got the hat on. And actually, me listening to your music, I couldn't see any of that. I just saw a mind and a microphone.
Oh, dope, man. I think that might be the next name of my album, my next album.
The Mind and the Mic.
The Mind and the Mic.
Boom. Yeah. That's tight. I love it. I love it. I'll be right back in a few minutes with my man, Baskiat. Oh, snap! Man, child, turn the microphone on because I'm going to rip you a brand new one right into the ear hole. I got my special guest. This cat is an Australian through and through, a thinker, a writer, a poet, a musician, and all-around good guy serving all kinds of surfer chicks on the beach and in the house. Baskiat.
Yeah, man, Baskiat, yeah. I got to correct you on the all-Australian thing, or Aussie. I was actually born in South Africa, my dude.
Is that right?
Yeah, moved out here when I was like 8 or 9.
Okay.
So it just adds more to the chameleon that I think I'm becoming.
And so you were 8 years old when you came here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that, yeah.
So how did you fit in? How did they got the surfing action over there too in South Africa? Is a big culture, isn't it?
If I touch a surfboard, I'll drown, man. Like,
is that right? You don't get down like that?
No. I build sandcastles and like make love on the beach, man. That's what I do. Smoke the beach.
Ah, this kid is out of control on a regular basis. We might have to get a bleep in that joint.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, I wanted to talk about your track that. I want to play something to the listeners out there. What would you suggest that's going to be radio friendly and not have a complete kerfuffle?
Yeah, good call. Well, I was going over this last night, man. You put me in a really tricky spot.
Okay.
But I managed to pull out one song. It's actually my first single. It's actually not off the album. And yeah, it's got no bad words, nothing too in your face on it. But this was the first single I released back in 2012, and it did pretty well. Kind of put me out there, but unfortunately I had nothing to follow it up with. So now basically the last 2 years I've been networking, meeting with other dudes, putting my own production down, and I got this new project, and there's a track on that we can spin later maybe if you want.
What's the name of it?
This first one's called Wisdom, and I made this with Flume a while back, and yeah, it's first single, so yeah, it's pretty dope.
Now, you've been working with some world-class DJs. You just mentioned Flume, and now I'd heard, this is what I know, DJ ASK, the first Australian DJ champion. He's done a little time spinning music over in the UK, and he's done some stuff in the US, and he's come back here to Australia. How did y'all two hook up?
Yeah, he actually reached out to me at a gig. I was opening for a bloke called Mighty Ash, and Brian's done some production with him. And yeah, I had no idea who he was, and he just came up to me after the gigs, got chatting, said I like your style, seen some of your stuff online. Do you maybe want to meet up for a bit of production? Did so, and since then he's hooked up. I mean, he hooked up this today. He's hooked up X amount of other interviews. He mastered the album for me because I don't know the outboard gear for that. And he's got a bunch of other production for another project we've got coming up in September.
Well, that's awesome. I love ASK in the context that he's a real talented cat, you know. And one of the things that I'm into is giving Australians, giving internationals, giving people, period, the chance to, you know, if your shit is good, I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna get it up out there. And ASK, you know, brought you to my attention, and here we are. We're doing our thing. So I want you now to take the time to say really what's on your mind to Australia and to the world of how you want them to proceed. Baskiat.
Yeah, straight up. Man, I think the name of the first album, and if you just look at the album cover, it should do it all.
What is it called?
Sophisticated Fiending, man. That's the name of the first album.
Sophisticated Fiending.
Yeah, Fiending, yeah, that's the one, man. So it's basically 5 years, like I said, very personal project, but first 5 years out of school, basically, you know, everybody kind of goes to that point where they transition from a kid into an adult, and they're going through stuff like maybe with their parents, they still have like a parent-child relationship, going from that to an adult relationship, or just finding your own place in the world, finding your identity. Passion is a word that gets thrown around a lot. Like, what is everybody kind of moving about in that very sort of 3 years after school? So for me, I felt I was at uni doing this arts degree that I was kind of enjoying, but it wasn't really my cup of tea. Then I had a foot in the door of going out partying every weekend, I had all my friends, stuff like this on the beaches.
So parents jumped on you about that shit for sure.
Nah, not at all, man. You see, like,
no?
Yeah, man. My parents are awesome, man. Like, my mum's like I said, a shrink. They're straight up hippies, man. Like, they're like this dude, right? So, yeah, they've always been extremely open-minded with my upbringing and all this kind of stuff. But basically, yeah, man. So it's having one foot in the door of uni, of 9 to 5, of work, sophistication, and then one foot in the door of fiending, you know, degree, whatever the covert activity. Just, yeah, various insecurities and anxieties we have to push through, and kind of melding those two worlds together and seeing where it leaves you.
So where do you want to take it?
From there. Yeah, man. Well, basically the next project I got coming up is going to be some more sort of aggressive, trap-driven stuff. So, I mean, this Fiending project is very much something you listen to. And the next thing I want to do is something you can move to, something you get pumping in the clubs a bit, you know. But, I mean, basically, yeah, man, it's how would you put it, a philosophical dissertation on the last 5 years of my life.
Man, I got to say, I got to go and get my damn dictionary f***ing with this guy to understand the real, the real deal. Because you are a very smart young kid. I can see that. Listening to your album, I got a chance to get one from ASK, and you deep.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, like a lot of people now they'll be referencing pop culture and stuff that they see on the news. They'll be referencing the latest fight that's gone down with Mayweather or something like that on their hip hop albums. I'll be referencing like Baskiat or Nietzsche or some like old ass like French philosopher that was living back in the 19th, 18th century, you know, and their ideas and how those ideas have still been consistently portrayed throughout humanity, like throughout the course of history, and finding those are still, people don't realize that these things are super relevant to like just day-to-day life on the beaches, man. And I try and sort of put that forward in there.
This guy should be the damn Prime Minister of Australia or go back to South Africa and run for office because he got mad brain skills. Mad brain skills. I'm very, very impressed. Brother B, I thank you very much for coming into the block party and being down with us. And I'm very, very much a fan, and I'm looking at listening to more of what you got.
Hell yeah. Thanks heaps, Rodney. Thanks for having us, bro. It's been awesome.
Cooling the gang. We out for a minute. Don't go nowhere. You know why? Because I said so.
Cool.
Boom. B. This motherfucker is no joke. Now get off me. Did you f***ing hear me? B. In the building. Huh? This motherfucker right here got skills. Buy his shit. All right, cool. Let's take a picture.